to promote these two people, where do you want the two of them to stand? And something in them to create that particular bit.
Shalom, people of God. Welcome once again to Hidden Streams, where we have faith-based conversations. Today, I'm here with a wonderful man of God, Sir Daniel, and we bring to you another important, wonderful topic. The topic for discussion today is, what kind of music should the believer listen to? What kind of music should the born-again listen to? Love songs, Shatawale, Stonebwoy. Sir Daniel, over to you.
Well, this is a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
And, the believer must know his place. The believer must understand that he's separated unto God. Everything that concerns him must be in relation to God.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about one of the ways that a believer can be separated unto God, right, it is through music.
Okay.
We understand the impact that music has, the spiritual impact, the physical impact that music has, even on every man, right? So now the believer, I would say, is restricted to certain things when it comes to his relationship with God. We understand how humanity, no, not even humanity, I want to relate it to spiritual, how the things of the spirit or the things of God are at enmity with the things of evil or the things of the devil, right? So there's no way the man has to intermingle himself with things that do not pertain to God.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Now, when we look at the origination of music, okay, it is from God. Because we understand that God created all things. If He is the supreme power above all things and He's the creator of all things, then we need to understand music, even as viewers, we need to understand music from His perspective. Understand? So this would be able to educate the believer on the things that he has to listen to, he has to give ear to. Now, talking about the things you give ear to, okay, we are seeing the impact. We are seeing the impact that the things you listen to can give onto you, right?
Yeah.
How that even the ear has a direct connection to the heart.
Okay.
You understand? So the very things that you hear, all right, they are kept in your treasured place that's called your heart. So listening to any type of music can just displace your heart. What do I mean by displacement? If you are trying to intermingle worldly music with godly music at your own discretion, at your own pleasure, okay, then you are not going to get the efficacy of your relationship with God. Because the efficacy of mind you, you are not just a believer, you are a practicing believer. There are things that you ought to do, and in getting closer to God, right? In getting closer to God, there are things that you separate yourself from.
I'm sure my lovely audience want to know, or maybe they've been thinking about this too. Some people say they listen to the worldly music because of the beats or the sound behind it, not because of the words or what they are giving their ear to. They don't really pay attention to that. So what do you also have to say for them? I'm sure they want to know that as well.
Right. So music does not only matter about the words, they matter the kind of ecstasy, the kind of feeling, the emotions behind the song.
Okay.
Now, in the wisdom of God, He knew why He created Lucifer. We understand Lucifer to be the director of music in heaven. Right, the owner of music in heaven. However, he was created by God.
Okay.
So he knows and understands the very things that move a man, the very things that strike certain chords in a man, the very things that can make men behave the way they behave, even through music. Why? Because he was created as music. We are seeing we are seeing devil or Lucifer, and we are seeing the very embodiment of music. You understand? Now, it doesn't mean that he is the owner. The creation cannot take the power or the fame, or shall I say the name of the creator. You get the whole point. So although the devil can use those means, and mind you, he can use those means, he can create beats, he can create certain things. You ask yourself, so if there's an, like, maybe there are certain genres, okay, there's gospel, or even, let me even relate it to the secular music. There's Afro pop, there's Afro beats, there's amapiano, all those things, and you want to listen to just the beats to feel good. But
Amapiano.
but you will not, what we do not realize is that there are certain ecstasies, right? The person who created that beat, that instrumental, created it from a certain place, and if you, I'm someone who really listens to, I'm a music guy, so I really have interest in that. And you would hear certain producers, those who produce beats and all, you hear interviews from them, and they are talking about how they were in a place and they just had a feeling, they just had something in them to create that particular beat. Now, if that presence, okay, or if that reason behind that production is not godly, you should know that you are not also going to get a godly vibe.
Oh, so
Yes.
does that bring in? Let me just bring in this question. That, let's say, a worldly artist, right, decides to sing a gospel track. Let me not say gospel track. Let's say a song that has so much of God in it. Let's say thanking God and all that. Then is it? I don't want to say allowed like it's law, but then will it be right? Right? Will it be helpful to listen to things about God, though it is from a worldly artist?
Very, very interesting question. Now, there's something called contradiction or controversy. Now, you want to promote two people who, in one way or the other, or let me say God and the devil. Now, you want to promote these two people. Where do you want the two of them to stand? Both of them cannot share the same place. Now, understand this. Let me explain something a bit about your heart. The heart is just one. You understand? And it is the source of life, or let me say, um, it's the delicate place of a man's body that oversees anything that can end or give life. You get it? So pumping out blood that is not right, receiving blood that is good, all the oxygen and how it flows through the body, like the matter of the heart, right? Now, like I said, the heart is just one. If you try to welcome toxic things into the heart, right, that's what the heart is going to feed on. If you try to welcome things that are going to make the heart better and healthier, the heart is going to also receive it. Either ways, there's still going to be a reception, but one is going to damage the heart and one is going to make the heart grow. You get it? Now, when you put these two things together in the heart, in the heart's endeavor to sieve that which is right from that which is wrong, it becomes almost impossible, and you give pressure to the heart to make that thing happen. There's supposed to be a flow. So there's a how do I even call it? The science people, there's something like a tube. There's a tube that pumps out carbon dioxide or blood that is not fresh, and there's a tube that pumps fresh blood, blood that is giving you health and then all those things. If there's a mix, or there's should I say, because of the pressure, okay, any of the vessels become weak and there's a mixture of the blood, it causes serious damage and it can end one's life instantly. So I'm trying to relate this to the things that you are receiving, the music that you are receiving, that you cannot mix these two, because you remain unsure, you remain at one place where the Lord wants to take you to a certain level, the devil is also trying to take you back. And this back and forth eventually puts you in a stagnant position. So before a man will realize that he's being damaged by the the secular music that he's receiving, it will be too late. So back to your question, okay, you cannot be, you cannot advocate evil and good at the same time. Anyone who is lukewarm, even the Bible says that God will spew you out. How much more a man? If you are with your fellow and then he realizes that you are at one side today, you're on the left today, you're on the right today, and you're on the right another day, and it's like you are flipping sides, you're not on one side, the person will not trust you. You understand? So now this is, we are talking about ministers, or let me say artists. Okay, you are a minister in one way or the other. If you are talking about God at one point in your music, okay, and at another point you want to talk about the devil and then about the things that pertain to the devil, who do we believe? How do we believe you? So you do not have that level of trust. You do not have that level of credibility, even from your audience. I would definitely, even as a believer, I would definitely, um, you know, forget about you, or like ignore your music. In the same vein, if I am a secular person, I'll also ignore you, because what exactly are you promoting? Do you want me to come into Christ, or you want me to still remain in my sinful life? You get it? So it is not ideal, and it's not even the right thing to sing, and then in the name of that you want to use that to justify that you are a believer. Just that maybe something has happened, things have done things, and then you are where you're at right now. And so, like, don't, there's no need to condemn you and all that. We know where you stand. You get it? So this is not even a matter of condemnation. It's just that you cannot be on two sides at the same time.
So, people of God, this has been a very fruitful discussion. I'm sure there are more questions. I mean, even myself, I have more questions to Daniel. And so, watch out for part 2 of the playlist alerts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Shalom.